Hey everyone, holiday shopping this year, it's going to feel a lot different. Tough times in retail and not just random stores. Big names, iconic brands, closing for good, rising inflation, spending cuts, shift to online shopping, disaster for brick and mortar stores, store closures skyrocketing, empty shopping centers. Today we're diving into 15 retailers shutting down this fall. Some names might shock you. Stick around. All right, first up we've got Big Lots. This might come as a surprise to some of you, known for its discounts and closeout deals, right? But they're facing serious financial troubles, potential default on their loans. And what happens? They start closing stores. It's a classic way to cut costs. Analysts predict hundreds of closures, a massive hit showing how tough retail is now. Tough for employees and shoppers relying on discounts. Next up is a name that's practically synonymous with kitchenware, Tupperware. Remember those iconic parties? Tupperware officially filed for bankruptcy earlier this year. They're shutting down their plant in Mississippi and moving production to Mexico for cheaper labor. It's a gamble to save the company, but only time will tell. Moving on to a retailer that's no stranger to financial troubles, Rote 21. This clothing and home goods chain has been struggling for years, and unfortunately, it seems like they've finally reached the end of the road. They officially filed for bankruptcy again, and this time it's for real. They're closing all their stores and holding liquidation sales to get rid of as much inventory as possible. Now, if you're looking for some deep discounts, this might be your chance. But it's also a sad reminder of how quickly things can change in the retail world. Route 21 was once a thriving destination for affordable fashion, but they just couldn't keep up with the changing times. 7-Eleven. Yes, even 7-Eleven is closing stores. You might be thinking 7-Eleven, seriously? How can a convenience store be closing stores? Well, even the giants aren't immune to the challenges facing the retail industry. While they're not shutting down entirely, 7-Eleven is closing a significant number of stores across the U.S. Why? Well, it all comes down to changing consumer habits. Think about it. With more and more people working from home and ordering groceries online, those quick trips to 7-Eleven just aren't as frequent anymore. And when your sales start to slip, you have to make tough decisions. It's a sign of the times, and it shows that even the most established retailers need to adapt to survive. The Body Shop. Feeling the pressure. Next up is a brand known for its ethical and natural beauty products, The Body Shop. While they haven't filed for bankruptcy or anything drastic like that, they are feeling the pressure of the current retail climate. They've been hit hard by the pandemic, with many of their stores located in malls and shopping centers that saw a huge drop in foot traffic. As a result, they've been forced to close a number of locations and hold liquidation sales to clear out inventory. It's a tough situation for a company that's built its reputation on sustainability and ethical sourcing. They're facing the same challenges as everyone else, and it remains to be seen how they'll navigate this difficult period. Soft Surroundings files for bankruptcy. All right, moving on to a retailer that specializes in comfortable and stylish clothing and home goods, Soft Surroundings. Unfortunately, they've also been hit hard by the current economic climate. They recently filed for bankruptcy, citing liquidity problems and declining sales. This has led to store closures and a scramble to restructure their operations. It's a tough situation for a company that's built its brand on providing a luxurious and comfortable shopping experience. They're facing the same challenges as many other retailers, and it's unclear what the future holds for them. Burlington Stores, struggling with foot traffic. Next up is a discount retailer that's no stranger to bargain hunters, Burlington Stores. While they're not in as dire straits as some of the other retailers on this list, they are facing their fair share of challenges. One of their biggest problems is declining foot traffic. With more and more people shopping online, it's becoming harder for brick-and-mortar stores like Burlington to attract customers. This has led to store closures and a renewed focus on their online presence. It's a sign of the times, and it shows that even discount retailers need to adapt to the changing retail landscape. Even Home Depot is feeling the pinch. All right, this one might come as a shock to some of you. Even Home Depot, the giant of home improvement, is feeling the pinch of the current economic climate. While they're not closing stores en masse, They have announced plans to shutter a number of underperforming locations. This is a direct result of economic headwinds, including rising interest rates and declining consumer spending on home improvement projects. It's a sign that no retailer is immune to the challenges of the current market. Petco facing financial headwinds. Next up is a retailer that caters to our furry friends, Petco. While the pet industry has been relatively resilient during economic downturns, even Petco is facing some financial headwinds. They've been struggling with debt issues and declining sales, which has led to store closures and a focus on cost-cutting measures. It's a tough situation for a company that's been a staple in the pet industry for decades. It remains to be seen how they'll navigate these challenges and emerge stronger on the other side. The Container Store, more than just containers closing. All right, moving on to a retailer that's all about organization and storage solutions, the Container Store. While they might not be as well known as some of the other retailers on this list, they're facing similar challenges. Declining sales and store closures have plagued the company, and they've even had to cut the CEO's pay as a cost-saving measure. It's a sign that even niche retailers aren't immune to the pressures of the current market. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt and innovate to stay ahead of the curve. Cons files for bankruptcy. Next up is a retailer that specializes in furniture, appliances, and electronics. Cons. Unfortunately, they've also fallen victim to the challenges facing the retail industry. They recently filed for bankruptcy, citing declining sales and financial struggles. This has led to the store closures and a scramble to restructure their operations. It's a tough situation for a company that's been around for over a century. It remains to be seen if they can turn things around and emerge from bankruptcy as a stronger company. Kmart, the final curtain call. All right, this one is a sad one. Kmart, the once mighty discount retailer, is officially no more. The last remaining Kmart store closed its doors earlier this year, marking the end of an era. Once a fierce competitor to Walmart and Target, Kmart struggled to keep up with the changing retail landscape. Years of declining sales, store closures, and failed turnaround attempts ultimately led to their demise. It's a cautionary tale of how even the biggest retailers can fall from grace. Next up is a retailer that's known for its discounts on furniture, bedding, and home goods, Bob's Stores. Unfortunately, they've also been hit hard by the current economic climate. They've been holding liquidation sales and closing stores as they struggle to stay afloat. It's a tough situation for a company that's been a staple in the Northeast for decades. It remains to be seen if they can find a way to survive or if they'll become another casualty of the changing retail landscape. This next one is a bit different. It involves two retailers, Foxtrot and Dom's Kitchen, that tried to merge and create a new kind of shopping experience. Unfortunately, the merger didn't go as planned. They ended up closing stores, shutting down their e-commerce operations, and ultimately calling it quits. It's a reminder that even in the ever-evolving world of retail, not all mergers and acquisitions are successful. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it's a reminder that innovation comes with risks. Last but not least, we have Ted Baker, a British luxury fashion brand that's been struggling to stay afloat. They've filed for bankruptcy, closed stores, and held liquidation sales as they try to salvage what they can. It's a tough situation for a brand that was once synonymous with British style and sophistication. They've become another victim of the changing retail landscape, and it's unclear if they'll be able to make a comeback. It's a reminder that even in the world of luxury fashion, nothing is guaranteed. As you can see, the retail landscape is changing at an unprecedented pace. These store closures have a ripple effect throughout the economy, impacting jobs, communities, and the way we shop. It's a tough time for retailers, but it's also an opportunity for innovation and adaptation. Those who can embrace change and meet the evolving needs of consumers will be the ones who survive and thrive in the years to come. Thanks for watching.